Wherever we may go in Germany today, we consistently observe the very same picture everywhere we look, a powerful and unified rising of our people. A significant and undeniable rising movement that clearly demonstrates that today millions upon millions of people across the nation have become acutely aware and deeply conscious that in this critically important and upcoming election, far more is truly at stake than has ever been the case before in recent memory. It is not merely about the formation of a new political coalition, nor even just the establishment of a new governmental administration, but rather it represents the pivotal and momentous decision between the ultimate victory or the profound defeat of two fundamentally distinct and opposing directions for the future of Germany. One of them has actually lived with us for a remarkable 60, even 70 years, having ruled for a significant period of 13 years, and has clearly demonstrated what it is truly capable of achieving and what it is not able to do. One of them is fundamentally based upon the profound and significant ideas of an international nature, whether it specifically concerns the comprehensive benefits for citizens or the political parties themselves, which are integral to the overall system, while the other consciously focuses on the forces at work within our own people, focused intently on a truly national Germany in the most authentic sense of the word, a Germany that would exist entirely without any internal social classes, without any divisive political or ideological divisions, and without any religious denominations causing fragmentation. This one Germany has ruled for 13 years. And if we look at the election propaganda of this Germany today, you can see in all of this propaganda the condemnation of those 13 years. If destiny truly grants a system a full 13 years to unequivocally prove its inherent capabilities and demonstrate its worth, then its significant actions and remarkable achievements must indeed speak volumes for its enduring legacy. These opponents today should conduct their extensive propaganda solely by emphatically calling upon the various German classes as compelling witnesses, by having the diligent farmer, the hard-working worker, the dedicated employees, the industrious middle class, indeed the entire vibrant economy, parade forth as living, undeniable witnesses to their significant actions and policies.
Instead, they would much prefer not to talk about these difficult and challenging 13 years at all, but would rather focus their entire election campaign exclusively on criticizing the very recent last 6 weeks. They emphatically say, for these past 6 weeks, the National Socialists are entirely to blame. They don't see why, because the cabinet was not appointed by us, but by the Reich president, who had been elected with the support of the Social Democrats and the Center Party. Why should we be held responsible? But even if we were to find ourselves in such a situation, I would most certainly and gladly take full responsibility for these past 6 weeks at any given time without hesitation. But now, these gentlemen should finally take responsibility for the past 13 years. So now, they suddenly act as if, for a full 13 years, they had consistently tried to do only good, but were prevented from doing so solely and exclusively by us and our actions. For a remarkable 13 years, they have consistently proven, both economically and politically, the extraordinary extent of what they are truly capable of achieving and accomplishing. They have economically and utterly destroyed a once thriving nation, completely ruined the vital farming class, severely impoverished the hard-working middle class, and thrown the finances of the Reich, the individual states, and the local municipalities into utter disarray. Everything is now completely bankrupt, and there are a staggering 7 million unemployed individuals. They can twist and turn their arguments as much as they possibly like. They are undeniably and solely responsible for this catastrophic situation. And it had to come to this.
does anyone truly and genuinely believe that a nation, any nation at all, can achieve anything of real significance or make any substantial progress whatsoever when its political life is as utterly shattered and profoundly fragmented as ours currently is here in Germany? Just a few hours ago, I carefully read through the election proposals, for example, those specifically from Hessen-Nassau. There were 34 parties participating. The working class, their own parties, and not just one, that would be too few. It has to be 3 or 4 at once. The citizens' movement, which is so intelligent, needs even more parties. The middle class must have its own parties. Business and its own parties. The farmers also need their own party, and not just one, but 3 or 4 as well. And the gentlemen homeowners, of course, must also have their particular political and ideological interests represented by a party. And naturally, the tenants, too, cannot be left behind either. And the Catholics certainly need their very own distinct political party, and the Protestants require a party of their own. And the Bavarians also need a specific party, and the Thuringians their own particular party, and the Württembergers yet another special and unique party, and so on and so forth. 34 in a single little state. And all this at a time when the greatest challenges are before us, challenges that can only be solved if the entire strength of the nation is united. Our political opponents frequently accuse us National Socialists and me personally of being extremely intolerant and utterly uncompromising people. They often say that we absolutely do not want to work with other political parties. And a prominent national politician takes it even further by emphatically stating the National Socialists are not truly German at all because they steadfastly refuse to collaborate with other political parties and groups. So apparently it is typically German to have 30 parties. I have to teach you one thing. The gentlemen are absolutely right. We are intolerant. I have set myself a goal, namely to get rid of the 30 parties from Germany. You always confuse us with a bourgeois or a Marxist politician who is in the SPD today, the USPD tomorrow, the KPD the day after, and then a syndicalist, or today a Democrat, tomorrow in the German People's Party, and then there we have the Economic Party. You confuse us with people like yourselves. We have chosen a goal for ourselves and pursue it relentlessly, even into this grave. This bourgeois mentality in assessing our entire movement became quite profoundly apparent a few short months ago when a Reich Minister of the Interior, with considerable self-assurance, said to himself in his own mind, I will definitively dissolve these people here, I will take away their distinctive uniforms, and then I will transform them into a completely neutral, a truly pacifist, and a thoroughly democratic gymnastics and sports club. Then, he thought, they'll certainly come in, and once I have them firmly under my control, the entire National Socialist movement will be utterly and completely over. A remarkably simple recipe indeed. That's how they think, and they have not realized that this is something entirely different from an ordinary political parliamentary party, that it cannot be dissolved, and that any pressure will only make people more resolute. And that this Germany, which is now bound together with the movement, can no longer be undone. There is a bourgeois politician who says, I want to distance myself a bit now. When the National Socialists have run their course, then I'll be in a position to take over, and all those people will come streaming back to me. That's how they think, because they simply cannot understand that this movement is held together by something that can never pass away. Before these 30 political parties, there was a unified German people, and these parties will eventually pass away, and after their departure, our enduring people will certainly remain. And we do not want to be a representative of a profession, a class, a social rank, a denomination, or a region, but rather we want to educate the Germans so that above all, everyone must understand that there is no life without justice, that there is no justice without power, that there is no power without strength, and that all strength must reside within our own people.